Oh, here it is. The Mortania expansion we have all been waiting for is live. The gates of Darkmeyer are open, and with this update comes a load of new content into the game. There's a new master quest called Sins of Our Father, which is needed to access the city. Then there's the upgraded Advantus Flail, the Blisterwood Flail. There's also a long rope, a severed leg, a new agility training method, a new thieving training method, the blood shard, the ring of endurance, and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to go through everything that came out in this update in this video. There's actually nowhere near as much stuff as there was in the Alpha update, but yeah, let's jump straight into the city and check out some of these new items, new methods, and see if they're any good. Here we are in Darkmeyer. I'll show you the quest at the end of this video, but first I want to show you some of the methods around the city, because I think they're more interesting, you know. First one I want to show you is this here rune crafting method. So the teleport on the Draken's medallion teleports you just in here, south of the bank. Just run up north, round the bank, the whole way around to the city, and then into this dungeon. Once you get into this dungeon, there's these like dialsalt blocks you can mine. There's 3 of them in the dungeon here, but only 1 is active at any time, so you just look for the swirly boy going around it, then you can mine it. I've hopped around like maybe 5 or 6 worlds and I've only seen 1 person, so almost nobody in the game is using this method one day after release, which is a bit of a red flag. You'd think on the day of release people would be really hyped and be testing this, but let me explain why nobody is doing this. Nobody in the game at the minute, or at least very few people, actually collect regular essence. You just get them for monster drops through Slayer and stuff. Nobody is in the essence mine mining essence. So they thought giving like a 50% XP boost would make people mine their own essence, but it's just pointless. It's dead content on release because nobody mines the essence at the minute to get the rune essence to train rune crafting. So having that 50% XP boost is kind of pointless. I was thinking maybe Iron Man would do this, but as there's nobody here one day after release, I think not even them are getting involved with this. But basically what you do is you get your shards, you bring them over to some girl in this mine called Norana. I actually don't know where she is, but I'll find her. Okay, so I've spotted Norana. She's this girl over here. I think you just talk to her, use these shards on her. Alright, okay, convert them all. And then she sends them directly to your bank, so that's quite nice. You can convert your shards. You just right click her actually, convert shards. She'll put that essence in your bank. It's quite quick. I got 56 there in a few minutes, but it's nowhere near the speed you get normal essence at if you're just like, you know, killing monsters and stuff. So yeah, this dead content on release. Let's look at the next thing. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to show you guys is the long rope. So this here long rope's bought from the general store. You just come in here, chat to this dude, you can buy long ropes in here. They're 52k each and you need 2 of them, I think. Oh, it actually goes up. So you want to bring over about 106k, because it goes up. It's not just 252s, you know, more than 104k. I think bring over 106k and you'll be fine. You buy 2 long ropes and then you bring them over here to this like shortcut icon, and this actually creates a shortcut between Darkmeyer and Sleep, which would be really good if you're doing the Nightmare, except not really, but I'll tell you why in a second. So what kind of sucks about this city is you have to wear this stuff to access the bank. 3 of these here items, you know. What are they? Vire normal clothing. If you are not wearing these, I've actually already used one of the ropes, so I've got this one here, but I didn't buy the second one by accident. You need both. You need one to get up the wall. You just use your long rope on the wall. Then I think you use another one here. Yeah, there you go. Now you've got 2 ropes, and now you can get from Darkmeyer to Sleep, which would be great for the Nightmare if you could actually use that bank, and if the bank was over this side, because really it's about the exact same distance as this. So yeah, I'd say this here shortcut is probably dead content on release as well. Maybe it was useful during the quest, but no, because you can't use the shop till after the quest. I'm not sure what they're thinking about this shortcut, but yeah, that's no good either. Let's test out the agility minigame. So you just go into the red mini-map icon in the northeast side of Sleep. I think it's called Hollow Scapature or something. Go into this room anyway, chat to the boy in the middle. Before you start this minigame, you do need to bring a load of items with you. I didn't know till about an hour in. I will jump forward to an hour and show you how I was doing once I like learned all the methods, when I wasn't feeling what kind of XP rates you can expect and what kind of drops you get when you're in here. So basically what you want to bring in is a bunch of nails, a bunch of planks, a couple of vampire dust, you'll see my inventory here in a second, and some enchant runes. So that's cosmics, airs, fires, natures, no not natures, airs, fires, waters and earth, all those kind of runes. I'll jump forward, you can see my inventory, and then we'll see what kind of XP rates we're getting in 1 hour. There's my inventory setup. There's actually one other thing you have to do. I went in there with the enchant runes and all, but if you're on the wrong spellbook you cannot use this method. So what you need to do is change back to the regular standard spellbook, and then you can use the enchant spells to like get through this agility place. Here we are, it's actually like 2.5 hours later because I've kind of been enjoying this agility training method. I don't know how I cropped off the left side of the screen there, but basically I've done like 2.5 hours. I just got my first mysterious page. So these mysterious pages you can put into a book and then it'll give you a bit more lore, a bit more history about Darkmeyer and tell you a wee bit more about the history going on, which is kind of useless, I suppose. Oh no, it's alright, it's nice to learn a wee bit about what the boys have been developing in the game. But anyway, the actual agility training method is kind of trash at level 72. I'm getting 21k XP per hour. Now I've got much better than what I got at the start when I was failing all the time. This third room still gets me though. The arrows don't actually move where they appear in the screen. So you're trying to dodge these models and they're actually like one tile in front of where they appear to be. So sometimes you get hit by them randomly even when it looks like you shouldn't. The fire alternates, which means you have to like kind of click perfectly on these tiles whilst zoomed really far out and try to dodge everything. It's just quite a bad experience. I don't really enjoy it. If they changed these here arrows into like boulders or actually made them that they're on the tile like there, I don't know how that hit me because it was definitely out of the way. Anyway, this here agility training method, it looks really fun and all. There the arrows are in front of me, but the third phase is completely broken just for the way you have to do it. You have to zoom out so far that you can see the arrows coming at you, and that means it's really hard to perfectly click on the tiles, and the fire alternates. It's just not a fun experience, this here room, but all the rest of it's pretty cool, and I'm sure they could fix this quite quickly. The XP rates are terrible, as you can see on the left hand side of the screen there. 21k XP per hour at level 72 agility. I can get nearly 60 in some of the other rooftop courses, and you're probably thinking, oh well, maybe you get a load of profit here. You don't actually get that much money either. If you're doing regular rooftop agility, you get those there crystals and the marks of grace. You can turn them into crystals. You make a load of money doing regular rooftop agility. Down here you're making maybe like 200 300k per hour. If you're hitting every single casket, you're being pretty efficient, you know. And yeah, that's, I don't know, maybe it's better in the last two rooms in 82 or 92, but if it's 3 times less XP and not a lot of profit unless you get that super rare drop, which is the Ring of Endurance, just kind of feels like this here is going to be dead content as well, but I don't think it is. Here's what's going to happen here. They'll probably fix this room, because this room's pretty horrible at the minute, the way you can't see where these arrows actually are, and they'll probably buff the XP rates for the lower levels, because they don't want this to be dead content for everybody, except for the people who are like 82 agility and 92 agility. It should be kind of like Plunder, where it scales up quite a bit in the end, but you can actually do it and get decent XP rates compared to other places in the game at the lower levels. So yeah, unfortunately, as much as I kind of enjoyed doing all these puzzles and running about testing out this method, it's dead content at the minute, but I'm really hoping they'll buff this in a week or two. Right, before we leave the agility, I just want to show you one thing. I spent about 3, maybe 3.5 hours in here. I got 67 marks of grace, but I just want to show you this reward shop because it's really strange. So in here you can buy a hammer. This thing saves you a couple of nails per hour, so maybe like 300 GP per hour this saves you. That's all it does. Whenever you're doing the bridge like shortcut to go over to get to the casket, it's not a shortcut, it's like whenever you're doing the bridge puzzle that gets you over to a casket, you can save a couple of nails per hour, 300 nails. That there will take you about 5 hours to unlock, and it might, if you spend like 100 hours here, it might make you like 20k. Yeah, that's trash. This here one, the hollowed symbol, this here makes the like braziers that you give vampire dust to, the ones you sacrifice the vampire dust. It means you'll use 1 vampire dust instead of 2. So this one here will save you 2k every about 15 minutes or so. Yeah, that's trash as well. Pretty much everything in here is trash. Apart from these here teleport you straight back. These cost 1 hollowed mark each. And if you just use them, they're like a little crystal that teleports you here. But that's probably only saving you like a minute or two anyway, because you can just teleport to Darkmeyer and run over. So even they aren't that great. These here ones give you an extra minute in there, but they cost 15, so you're chatting like half an hour or something to get that. That'll save you 1 minute down there. Yeah, that's trash as well. I actually can't think of any. This one here halves your fail rate on the range course, but I was only failing maybe like 20% of the time. So that there would save you about 10 seconds every 20 minutes. So maybe it'd increase, no, it wouldn't increase your XP. If you're going for max XP, you just don't go over any of the shortcuts. You don't go for any for the caskets. You just run through there, get the agility XP. So that would maybe save you a tiny bit of time. But yeah, I just find it very strange that every single one of these items is so useless, you know, when they're putting so much time and effort in here. This one here, that recolors your graceful for 300. So if you spent 15 hours in here, you could recolor graceful. I really hope that does the full set and not just one, because if it's 15 hours just for one piece of graceful, nobody's ever going to use that. The dark 5,000 hollowed marks. What? To recolor your pet is 5,000? Who's going to spend 300 hours in here to colour their pet? That's crazy. Anyway, just thought I'd show you that reward shop. It's really strange that they designed all these items and they're so useless. Surely they could have like made it so you use no nails, or so then you'd have extra inventory spaces. The one vampire dust does save you a few spaces, so maybe that'll stop you banking, but the bank is right here. Whenever you come up, banking takes you like 2 or 3 seconds. Without these items versus with every single one of them unlocked, probably like 1% different, if even. It's not really boosts. These things don't really do that much at all, which is kind of sad. I'd love to see a more like powerful reward. If you're putting like 10 hours in and locking something, you want it to give you a bit of a buff down here, you know, but they've not just done it with one item, they've done it with nearly every single item in here, which kind of sucks. Alright, okay, so the agility method isn't that great. The shortcut's not very useful. The rune crafting method's dead content. Oh, phone just going off. We're going to find something over here in Darkmeyer that's good. What about these here Fire Watch Sentinels? Surely they're really good. Like, these were completely rammed yesterday because everybody's going for that blood shard, and the blood shard was like 20 mil plus on release. It's now dropped down to about 5 mil, and it's a 1 in 5,000 drop rate, so you're chatting about 1k for every single one of these you kill if you just go for the blood shard. You know, they do have some okay normal drops, but as you can see, it's pretty empty. It was completely rammed yesterday. Now there's one person here. Thieving from them, pickpocketing from them is the same drop rate, 1 in 5,000. It's obviously much quicker to pickpocket than it is to kill them, so nobody's going to kill these boys for money, unfortunately. Maybe the drop rate needs changed a wee bit. You could pickpocket from them, but it has a really high fail rate and the blood shard's dropping in price massively, so yeah, that's not very good either. Like, this is a massive update. There's bound to be something good here. Oh yeah, one thing. Here we go. There's this corpse cart, and if you search this corpse cart, you get a severed leg. Yeah, what do you think? Waited all this time, and this is probably the best thing about the update. A severed leg, it's pretty much a free ham joint. It attacks every 1.8 seconds, so it's quicker than a whip, but it has no stats. But hey, it's a corpse. It's a severed leg. It's good. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be out with a new video very soon. Hopefully they fix this city a wee bit. Oh, it could have been so good, but yeah. Alright, take it easy everyone. I will catch you in the next one. Bye.